Welcome to Diva Spot. 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 You're tuned in to that on the spot diva. From east to the west coast, her grinds off the meter. That blog talk Shira. Products log on and tune in, cause the lines might be tied up. I love it, boy, you already know. You're listening to the only Diva Spot Radio.
Welcome back, Dons and Divas. It's your dazzling girl, Diva Ebony B, aka Queen 1000. And you're now tuned in live to the Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Now, today we're diving headfirst into a deliciously chaotic world of a man that is super awesome, who throws like culinary, conventional stuff out the window and dances around the kitchen, all while using the axe at the same time. Now he's a cook and he's doing this thing on social media, and he's on his way to become a social media sensation that leaves everyone talking. So get ready, because we are about to have a wild ride. I want you guys to go ahead and tell a friend that we are live in the building with Micheal Langlois, live in the building from Smoke Cooks, and I'm excited to have him here. Mike, welcome to Diva Spot, baby. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm always great. How are you doing, Ebony?
Hey, I'm doing good. We live and direct right here on the Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe so you can, and hit that notification bell so you can know when we live. Now, Smoke Cooks has been doing this thing. You have made a lot of movement and waves online with your cooking style. So why don't you tell the people or the audience, all my Dons and Divas out there, a little bit about yourself and what's to come on this show today?
Well, me personally, I'm just your normal, average, everyday, retired Army veteran. I mean, one might say I'm pretty boring, in fact. But my cooking channel, it's a little different, I'll admit. I wasn't going for the standard cooking channel, where everything's rehearsed and, everything is checked by 6 different people to make sure that it's perfect and follows all the rules or whatever the rules may be. My cooking channel, I want you to think, the goal for me is to create a cooking channel that looks like it's being run by a psychopath. Like, if Dexter Morgan started a cooking channel instead of becoming the Bay Harbor Butcher. That's what I'm going for here.
Right. Well, we got some clips from your YouTube channel, which is Smoke Cooks, and we're going to play that. But how did you come up with Smoke Cooks? Like, what inspired this cooking channel?
Smoke. Come here. I smoke. Hi, buddy. He's buddy. He's your buddy. Oh, he's your buddy.
Oh, ain't he a cutie?
He's your buddy. He doesn't cook, but I just named the channel after him. And I don't know. I do the cooking. He does the being smoke. There's another one.
Shout out.
Yeah.
And you got Sonia. Big shout out to Sonia.
But no, I just can't. It's just my style of cooking, and my style of cooking is whatever.
All right. Well, we got some videos from your cooking, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up. It's your girl Diva Ebony B. You're now tuned in loud to the Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Come on in, relax yourself, and do the thing. And Michael, you actually have some really great recipes that you make. What's your favorite to cook, Mike? Top three.
Well, if I'm cooking for family, it's my brisket. You know, I have a lot of brisket videos on my channel. If I'm just, you know, cooking for myself, I like to make a lot of soups. I like to make a lot of ramens too. Steaks, steak and eggs is probably my favorite breakfast. But really, I like to cook for people. Like, that's my favorite. My favorite is cooking for people. In fact, I'm going to throw a party at the pool across the street from my house in a couple of weeks, where I'm literally just going to invite anybody. I mean, as long as you're a good person, you can come. That's the rule. If you're a good person, you can come to the party. If you're a bad person, I'm going to ask you to stay home. And if you don't know if you're a good or a bad person, just like ask the people around you, right? They'll tell you. And
let's get into this one clip that you did on your YouTube.
Today we're making my specialty battle axe chili, and don't try this at home, I'm a professional. We're going to start with a whole Aya Brown roast and cut it up into cubes. The Aya Brown is perfect for chili because it's way too cheap of a cut to want to use for much else, but it'll impart amazing beefy flavor and give us plenty of steaky bits to eat. So just make sure your equipment is clean and start cutting up your steak into cubes. For the veggies, we're using white onions, jalapenos, and poblano peppers, but for the onions, we're just doing a light chop. I do enjoy some diced onions on my chili, though. And a mix of textures never hurts. So chop a whole medium onion and dice half of a medium onion. And then get it into the pot. For the jalapenos, I'm going to cut into circles, and the poblanos, I'm going to cut down into strips. And to settle the debate about beans in chili, if you like beans in chili, put beans in chili. If you don't like beans in chili, don't put beans in chili. So 4 cans of beans in, along with a gallon of homemade chicken broth, reserving some for the pepper paste. These are Ancho and California chilies. Fill a high-powered blender to the top and pour in broth until it turns into a paste, then add the paste to the chili. This will give you that delicious chili flavor. Then we're going to put it in a 325 oven for 3 hours. Season with adobo, soy sauce, MSG, and then add corn if you like.
You did all of that with an X. Let's talk about that. What made you decide to do that, and what was the process like for you?
I thought it would be funny. Like, that was it. That's why I decided to do it, and that was the process. That's kind of the process for all of them, because there's a lot of weird videos on that channel. And yeah, I just thought it would be funny to make chili with a battle axe. And, you know, now that I sat back and watched it again, I think that might be the first ever recorded evidence of a human dicing an onion with a battle axe. Historical first. We're making history.
You're making history. One of your
Maybe
videos,
really stupid history, but it's history.
some history is better than no history. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you certainly achieved that. So there was another video that you did that I believe that it went viral. And it was a spectacle. And it was the one where you did the America. And that was the one that I was introduced to first. But
oh yeah, American Breakfast.
Yes.
Okay. I think I got a few thousand views on it. It wasn't like one of my. I think the most views I've ever gotten on a single video was 24,000.
Okay.
But yeah, that one did it. That was one of my favorites. It's hands down one of my favorite videos is America Breakfast.
Oh man, make sure you send that to me again because I was trying to find it and I couldn't. But it's okay. But we got another video, and you just recently got recognized, and you made a thank you video to all the people who are recognizing you. And I want to play that and give you your flowers right now. So let's do that.
So yeah, thank you. I got recognized in the real world today for the first time, and that's a real humbling experience. To meet a total stranger, and they're like, "You're that guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am that guy. I'm totally that guy." And I'm like, "You're the guy. I'm the guy. I'm the guy." Like, it's life changing. It is. Like, life feels different now. And I just want to thank you for being here because, like, when I started this, I expected to do YouTube for 10 years, have 50 subscribers, 49 of which don't watch my videos, and the other one's my mom. But a lot of people really do like what I do here, and that's special to me. Even if it is only a little over 2,000 subscribers, that's like 2,000 people who decided that I was interesting enough to be a part of their life in some way. So, yeah, thank you for that. And thank you if you're just here for the first time. And if you're curious about the steak, I burned it and overcooked it. And it's fine. I was focused on making the video fun for y'all, and it's not the first crappy steak I've eaten in my life. I'll eat more. I just drenched it in sauce. But we're a serious cooking channel here at Smoke Cooks, and we take cooking very seriously. So if you're looking for more of a relaxed take on cooking, this might not be the channel for you. Business, business, business. Numbers. Is this working?
I like
love it.
Unikitty.
Huh?
I like Unikitty.
Unikitty?
Mm-hmm.
What's Unikitty?
The Lego movie from like 15, maybe 10, 15 years ago, where they had the little unicorn cat that's always saying weird stuff.
I'm gonna have to check that.
At the end. Business, numbers.
Numbers, business. Numbers. I thought that was very unique. And you bring a lot of comedy to cooking, and how has this process been for you? Thank you for your service. You served in the Army for 20 years. And, some people really don't come out on the other side and have, a healthy lifestyle or be able to keep their joy or their laughter. But it seems that your page has been very your channel, your cooking channel has been very therapeutic for you. How has this been for you and on your journey being retired now and not having the, being so formatted?
Well, you're right. The Army is a hard thing to recover from. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to be in the military, it's kind of like every single day is a game of Russian roulette. And somebody else forces you to play.
Mm.
And you lose more often than you win. But there's a lot of really good days in there, too. Here's the thing. The Army never did anything bad to me. People in the Army did bad things to me. The Army just did its job, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I managed to make it through pretty... That's a lie. I managed to make it through pretty scathed, but I did a lot of... once I got out, it was pretty easy to recover. And, yeah, the channel helped a lot. The channel, because I can just be myself on my channel, and
yeah,
it doesn't get banned. It might. But I enjoy it.
And that's good. It's good for you to enjoy your passion and what you do. You served your country. Now you're retired and you're able to move on and do bigger and better things, So, and how have you been able to now? I mean, I guess you have a lot more time to balance family life. How has this channel been for your family life and, incorporating the things that you're passionate about?
Well, I certainly spend a lot more time with family. You know that.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot more family around. I don't mind, though. I'm happy to have people around. I'm, pretty weird and I don't know. I just like having the people around. Family's good. It is better to be with the family's been a lot better since I got out of the military, and I am getting a lot better. But I don't know. It's kind of I mean, I have no idea what I'm trying to say, so I'm just gonna move on.
It's okay. What are some of your goals that you're looking to achieve with your cooking channel?
I'm glad you asked. So my goal with my cooking channel is to categorize everything about cooking. I want to learn how to cook every single dish, and I want to turn every single dish into a video and then create videos for every single, it's all of it, all techniques, all dishes, all everything. And you say to yourself, that's an impossible task. And you're right, it is an impossible task, but everybody should have an impossible goal. I mean, we all have goals in our lives, right? You have your goal, you want to buy a new house, you want to have a new car, get a girlfriend, whatever. But you should have one goal that is impossible to complete, because that gives you something to do for your entire life. I'm never going to learn how to cook everything, but I'm always going to try. And I'm going to put all of it on the internet with my own weird brand of me.
Now, everything is not for everybody, and everybody is not for you. How do you maintain your confidence in the face of negativity?
When I was in the Army, one of my leaders drugged me up in front of a room full of 680 people and proceeded to publicly humiliate and shame me for about 15 minutes. It was in front of my entire battalion. And the reason why this happened was because I had messed up some paperwork. So I messed up some paperwork. I had to get out in front of the entire battalion and just be humiliated for like 15 minutes in front of everybody I knew, all of my commanders, first sergeants. And yeah. So after that, it's kind of hard not to have confidence because like something really bad would have to happen for me to be able to get embarrassed. Like if I had really done an entire video naked, that might upset me a little bit. But it's just hard to top that. It's hard to top being humiliated in front of 680 people, all of which you know and live with.
So it's safe to say that the military prepares you for anything, basically.
The military will prepare you for anything. That is the promise that they make. They keep their promise. You might not survive the preparation, but they're going to prepare you, or at least try to.
Now, you had a commenter in your comment saying that you can cook a steak while it was frozen. Let's go ahead and get your response to that.
Comment said you could cook a steak from frozen in the pan, and I'm not buying it. Like, look at that thing. Like, what do I do about that? This thing is frozen solid. So whatever, olive oil, high heat pan, fine. And I'm definitely going to weigh this down. And I'm getting angry because it looks like it's working. Like, I don't want this commenter to be right. Like, they were rude, and I'm getting angry this is working, but it is working. Like, that sear is serviceable. It's actually kind of good. Okay, random commenter, like, fine. You can cook a steak from frozen. You're right. I'm wrong. But you know what? You're still a jerk. I mean, whatever. It's not like it's the first time I've been wrong in my life. I did 20 years in the Army, for God's sake. Do you know how much stuff I screwed up in the Army? Oh, my mom liked the steak.
Shout out to Mama Myra. That steak looked really good. And now that you see, did it taste better when you cooked it from being frozen, or do you still feel like it tastes better when you cooked it at room temperature?
I'd say, so I just didn't think it would even really work. First of all, it tastes better. It tastes better not to cook a steak frozen. But I honestly just thought it would just ruin the steak and not even sear and nothing would work. But the commenter was right. You can do it. I would not advise it. Unless like bandits break into your house and they're demanding steaks at gunpoint and all your steaks are frozen, I would suggest always cooking a defrosted steak. But you can do it. The guy was right.
Well, you're right. You can do it, and you did it, and you made it look really good. I think you served it with a side of asparagus and roasted potatoes. Is that what that was?
I think so.
Yeah, it looked really good. If I decided to make a steak, and I'm a beginner, like I don't know anything about searing a steak or doing anything, what's some of the tips and tricks that you would suggest?
Take the steak out of the. Well, you don't even have to do that. Okay, so your very first steak, right? Just get a steak that's thawed. Heavily salt both sides of it, and then just put it in your microwave or back in the fridge for 30 minutes and let the steak absorb that salt. An hour's better, right? But just heavily salt both sides till the steak absorbs it and it releases a bunch of water. And when you look at the steak and you see all the water on there, that water will get sucked back into the steak, and that's when it's ready to cook. Then high heat pan, max out your heat as much as you can for the first sear, and then sear it in avocado oil, preferably, for 2 minutes. And if it's a thicker steak, put a weight on top of it. So if you're looking like a 2-inch thick steak, like an 1.5 to 2 inch thick steak, weight it. If less than that, then don't weight it. Do it for 2 minutes, flip it, 2 minutes on the other side. If the steak is at least 1 inch thick, that'll leave you about medium rare. So from there, just finish it in the oven if you want it more than medium rare. 350 for 3 minutes. No, 2 minutes for medium, 3 to 5 minutes for medium well, and then 8 to 9 minutes for well done.
Now, fish has always been a tricky dish to work with, especially if you're over seasoning. Salmon is one of them, you know, maybe shrimp, not so much. But what would you suggest for a person not to over season the salmon? It's kind of hard to kind of get it at that right amount. It all depends on your preference. But salmon is and fish has always got a bad rap for being over seasoned. So, what's one of your tips, or what would be your suggestion of how to work with fish, especially if you're not frying it?
Well, you know, a piece of salmon doesn't take much more seasoning than a steak would, or like anything else. You would just season it normally. So I guess if you over seasoned it, what do you do, right? If you do happen to overseas your fish, if you happen to over season your fish, one thing you can do is first off just use more oil to cook it if you're cooking it in a pan. Any additional oil that you put in the pan will absorb some of the salt out of it while it cooks. Any additional liquid will do. All liquids will do that. Will suck up a little bit of salt, but that's not going to do too much. If you've severely over seasoned it, you can put lemon on it. You could even sprinkle a little brown sugar. None of these things are great plans, but it will help. And honestly, if you really want to save the fish, and but you've just over seasoned it to hell, you could take a knife and just cut the top layer off. Just it again. Again, none of these are great plans. The best thing to do is just not over season like your fish, which isn't. It's just a light sprinkling. Like if you look at my videos, you'll see it all the time. You just kind of lightly sprinkle. If you just lightly sprinkle your seasoning over the top, you should never really over season anything.
Yeah, I don't want the fish that's gonna give me high cholesterol with all that damn seasoning. I don't have time for that. What is one of the craziest things you did while cooking? Share a story with us.
I got really high, right? And some, and I wanted to make a Philly cheesesteak originally, and I also did turn this into a video. It was a video I called the microwave hot dog Philly cheesesteak. But I found hot dogs and I found Philly cheesesteak bread. So I cut the hot dogs up into little cubes and I sauteed them like a Philly cheesesteak and put cheese on top of it like a Philly cheesesteak. And I put it in the microwave first. And then I just made a Philly cheesesteak out of microwave hot dogs. And it was good because I was high. It probably would have been disgusting if I wasn't. Video out of it, and I liked that video. Some people didn't like it, but I mean, it's a joke, right?
People are always so sensitive about your own content, and people are very sensitive. Oh, that's not the way you do it. Oh, that's disgusting. Blah blah blah. Such and such and such. How do you respond to criticism?
Well, people get mad at me a lot because I don't follow. I just call them the rules of cooking, right? Like people will call it culture, or no, generally they'll just call it it's their culture. This is my culture. You're cooking my culture, right? And I understand that. Like I have sympathy towards that type of viewpoint, but the thing is that I'm high functioning autistic, so I don't even understand my own people's culture, right? I'm Scottish Irish, and I think kilts are weird and potatoes are fine. I don't get my own people's culture, so I'm really not going to be able to get other people's cultures. It's not personal. It's just my brain functions differently from most other people's brains. And if you see the channel, you'll probably pick up on that. But really how I respond to it is it's not personal. Nothing in this channel is meant to offend you or anyone else, except for maybe vegans occasionally. But it's all just a joke. And I'm generally joking in most of my videos. I'm trying to put comedy in them. The cooking is serious, sure. The cooking is serious, but it's just different because I'm different, and it's always going to be different. The best thing to do is just not get offended, because I mean, you can get offended if you want to. I'm not going to be upset.
Keep it moving. You did a really great sausage, and I want to display that right now. It's your girl Diva Ebony B. I'm here with Micheal Langlois here from Smokes Cook. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. This cooking YouTube channel is definitely controversial. It's unique in its own way, and it's something for everybody. I want to get into this one right here.
Today we're making my special clean the kitchen sandwich because just because I'm a YouTuber, don't think I don't mess my kitchen up. Get out your favorite sausage, put them into a small saucepan with some olive oil and cover them. Turn the heat down to low and just let them cook while you do your chores. On a very low heat, these can take 20 to 30 minutes to cook, so you have plenty of time to knock out your chores. And you get a hot meal when you're busy instead of, something from the microwave. Once these start to look like this, just go ahead and flip and recover them. Then just hop on back to what you're doing. One way to save a lot of money with fast food is to have recipes based on what you're doing for the day. Set these off to the side to rest when they're done. Slice in half after they've rested and get them back into the pan packed nice and tight. Get them in there as close together as possible and go ahead and drip the drippings from the cutting board back in there as well. Top them with your favorite cheese, then put them back on low heat covered to melt. Having a few busy day recipes will save you a lot of money. When the cheese is melted, just plate them up onto your bun. I like sriracha mayo and mustard to top this, and you can go ahead and put those drippings back on there as well if you don't mind it extra messy. I mean, you got a sink right there, right? Who cares if you get a little messy? It's time to relax.
That's time to relax. You got over so many different videos on there, and you guys be sure to make sure you check out the channel. It's called Smoke Cooks. It's definitely a dope channel. You have over 100 videos plus on this channel, but it's a really dope channel on YouTube, a cooking channel. Make sure you check that out. What is one of the unique things? What makes you feel like your cooking style you're bringing into the industry? Because soon there's some upcoming. You're about to start school. So how is this process in building up from your unique cooking style to going into getting a culinary arts degree?
Well, I'm actually gonna put a lot of that on the channel too. I'm gonna put as much of my culinary college onto the channel as the college will allow me without getting pissed off.
Mhm.
We'll see how that goes. Like I'm gonna do it to the point to where like I'm gonna go as far as I can go without getting in trouble, because I don't want to get kicked out, but that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I'm very excited to go to culinary school. I'm not too sure if the culinary school is going to be very excited for me, but I'm very excited for them.
So you plan on doing a vlog and documenting your journey?
Mm-hmm. If I can get away with it, if they'll let me. I'm documenting every the core aspect of this channel is authenticity. It's all supposed to be very authentic. That's why I include my mistakes. I don't edit those out. Like if I make a mistake, if I can make it entertaining, I put it in the video. In fact, I have entire videos that are just making mistakes because I don't mind. Like everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's learning how to cook. I'm not trying to look perfect. It's not my thing. And I don't know. It just makes me happy.
What do you think about those other channels who thinks that everything needs to be perfect, everything needs to be set? You have your own unique ways of doing things, but do you feel like that the stress level was a lot more higher when you're more concerned with, content or background or whatever? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I imagine it has to be very stressful to make videos and then have to evaluate your videos every single day, trying to make sure that they don't offend possibly anyone ever. So yeah, I'm not stressed out by that because I don't do that, and I never will. But there's just different types. Like I'm not the only chaotic cooking YouTube channel on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, YouTube. Jamie Oliver is pretty chaotic, and he's a huge name, right? But I just don't like cooking is food. You need food to be alive. So why does it have so many rules? Like the only rule with my food is I try to make it taste as best as possible. And I try to make it appeal to whatever group of people I'm cooking it for will be. So if I take something from one culture and adjust it so that another culture would enjoy it more. What's wrong with that, right? Taco Bell did that. McDonald's did it. Every major restaurant chain on the planet has done it.
Mhm.
So why can't I do it? No, I'm gonna. And you've
Now,
had my cooking.
yeah, I've had your cooking and it's great. I actually got a chance in the chili video to make a cameo on it, and we have done family dinners. We just had Christmas, and you made an amazing brisket, which was phenomenal. And I had to make sure I took me a couple of pieces home because that thing was so seasoned, it was so juicy, it was so everything, and you smoked it. And it was just great. That's the second time that I have had your brisket at our family events. And then when we were out doing the tailgating, my auntie is a Cowboys fan. Big shout out to auntie, big shout out to my husband and all my family, my sissy and my kids. Everybody was out there. You did this amazing fish. That fish was rocking. You did a pork as well. So I've had your cooking and it has been good. And it's been great to be able to see you continue to grow in your skills, and it's also been um, kind of crazy to see how you can tear up a kitchen. You can just be cooking peppers and tear the kitchen up. And I'm like, Mike, you only cooking peppers, but trust the process. It's his process. Everybody cooks differently. As long as you clean up behind yourself when you're finished, that's all that matters. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my process. That's kind of what my cooking channel just encourages you to cook. Just get out there and cook. Like, just do your best, because cooking is a skill that benefits everybody. Like, if you know how to make one good dish that you really, really like, then that's one good dish that you really, really like you can have for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the message of the channel. It's just get out there and cook. And, there's other things going on with the channel that people haven't really figured out yet. It's got its secrets, its hidden stories,
Yeah, I was gonna go into that about the secrets and the secret ingredients you got. What's going on with the secrets and the hidden eggs in the in the videos?
Well, the hidden, it really just does all come back to the idea of having a psychotic cooking channel, a cooking channel where anything goes, and any story or message I might be trying to tell through my channel would just focus around that. I mean, sure, I could just tell you, but where's the fun in that? People enjoy figuring things out. There's entire channels out there dedicated to just figuring out what's going on in other channels, and there's a lot to figure out here. But maybe people.
In some of your videos, it looked like you processing a lot of rage.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So if you're out there and you may need an outlet from your road rage, your psychotic rage, cooking might be good for you. Just don't cook people and animals. Well, we can't say cook animals because we cook beef and chicken all the time, but not the cats and the dogs. How about that?
Yeah, just not the special ones. Yeah. Look, we can all sit around and pretend like we don't play favorites with animals when it comes to us being humans, but we do. Oh, we play favorites. See, my favorite's sitting over here. Look at him.
Smoke. That guy.
I would never cook Smoke, but I'll cook a cow.
What if it came down to, with all the food scarcity that's going on, and we got the tariffs, we got the governments going back and forth, all the things. Nebraska is going through a hell of a time right now. And the next 2 quarters, they're really about to fill it with their farming. But what if it ever came down to you had to cook your dog? Would you cook them?
It would never come down to that. I have enough food in the house at all times for me and my loved ones to be able to eat till the point to where we can produce our own food. I know how to produce food. But yeah, gardening, hunting, obvious, or that's shooting stuff's always an option. But I know how to garden. I can get my hands on seeds and stuff. I can turn my area into a garden anytime I need. I can do it in a few days if I need to. It's just, so I'll never have to cook my dog because I've made plans to make sure I never have to cook my dog because I don't want to cook my dog. There's some people I think I'd cook before my dog. I wouldn't eat them, but I'd cook them.
You have a heck of a food supply. You have kind of like doomsday food supply. It's like a prepper's kit, and you have carts and containers and for prepping just in case there was an issue with food scarcity in your area. What made you decide to start doing that? Was it something that came from the military, or was it something that was like, yeah, it might go down, and I need to make sure that I have dry perishables, food, water? Like you got a whole situation in the garage, and like you're ready.
Yeah. It's not because I believe there's any type of end of the world scenario coming on. I don't think. I think that's all sensationalism. Look, the fact of the matter is if one person launches one nuke, the entire world's going to end. And that's just at any point. If anybody launches a nuke at any point, everyone's going to die. So sure, that could happen. But other than that, no, I don't think there's a big doomsday scenario coming. It's just that weather, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but every once in a while, Mother Nature decides that she hates humans and just decides to wipe a few thousand off the planet. And it's always good to have food around for that, because the power can go out at any time. Like, y'all know this, right? Like,
yeah,
the power can go out at any time. And we are 3 days away from utter chaos. All the grocery stores, all the food around you would be gone in 3 days. And then people would be hungry in 3 days. And hungry people do hungry people things. So that's why I have food. So I'll just, lock down, stay safe, avoid the roving bands of cannibals and wait till everything blows over.
And then you'll be all right. That's simply said. Now, you have had talks about, you're on your way to go to culinary arts school and to get your culinary degree. Now, you did talk before about having your own food truck and correct me if I'm wrong, creating your own custom hot sauce. What does that look like for you?
Oh, that's just things I'm doing. I still create my own hot sauces. I have a few of them in the fridge right now. I just like making hot sauces. They're not really like I might sell them one day, maybe. Like selling things isn't really my goal. Like I'll do it at some point if like the community really does get big and they're like, hey, we'd like you to make a hoodie. Can I buy some of your stuff? Like I'll sell them at a reasonable price at some point, but I'm not really focusing on that right now. The goal is just to create chaos. But what was the rest of the question?
I think with your food truck.
The food truck. Yeah, I'm just building one. I'm just gonna build a food truck. I'm just gonna build it in the front yard.
Are you gonna call it Creating Chaos?
That is a good name for it.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna call it Kapshi Kapshi Da though. It means we go together in Korean. I spent 3 years in Korea. I love Korea, and my food truck is going to be in a Korean American fusion food truck.
Yes.
So it's going to be focused around the type of food that you can only get in the areas of South Korea where like the military bases start blending into the culture.
Yeah.
We call them vills, and if you go out to the vill, there's this wonderful blend of Korean and American cooking in every vill that's near every base, and that's what I'm going to put in my food truck because I've never seen it before. I've never seen someone take a vill and turn it into a food truck. I'm going to do it. It's going to be great. That's what it's about. So Kapchi Kapchi Da. Yeah, we go together. I love Korea.
I love that. That sounds good. I think and I can't wait till that happens, and I can't wait to pull up to the food truck and book you places to be. I love the Asian community, but I really love Japanese food. I'm a big fan of Japanese food, but I have not been or had the opportunity to try a lot of different Korean dishes. And I know it's packed full of flavor, and a lot of their dishes is healthy as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, Koreans in general are just very health conscious. They walk like 8 miles a day because
Yeah.
it's easier to walk everywhere. White rice for multiple meals, kimchi for pretty much every meal. It's just a different culture. They don't deep fry everything, so like we do. We do it. Like don't get mad at me, America. We deep fry everything.
You ain't
Tell me
lying.
I'm lying.
Well, following up with your final thoughts. Give us your final thoughts on your channel and anything that you want to express. Again, I just want to thank you for coming to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge and just being our special guest, Micheal. It's important for us to continue to support one another and showcase things in a unique way and just hang out in the lounge. So, what's your final thoughts?
This channel is going to be weird. Everything I do is going to be weird. And it's all going to happen whether you watch it or not, right? You're welcome to come watch. You're welcome to come subscribe. You're welcome to come like. You can leave comments and I'll talk to you. I like talking to people. But this is all going to happen. And it's going to be dark. And it's going to be weird. And it's going to be crazy. And I have a lot of plans. It's more than just a cooking channel.
Is this your way of saying that you plan to take over the world with your cooking channel?
No.
Is your cooking channel a front for your diabolical plan to take over the world?
No, God, no. I don't want to do anything with politics. Because the problem is that I'd actually be good at it. Like, if I was elected, something, I would actually care about the people in my area. And then I would have to work hard. And I don't want to do that because I don't enjoy politics. So I'd have to work hard at politics to care about the people that I'm supposed to care about, which I would. And, I would actually do the job. If someone elected me as something and I got in there, I'd be very mad about it because I'm not going to run. So the only way I ever got elected is everybody wrote me in. So now I have to show up, do this job, actually care, take care of people instead of running my cooking channel. So, yeah, no world domination here. Like, if you want me to be the president, like this is my stance on me running for president. If you want me to be the president, get everybody together and write me in. I'm not going to run. But if you elect me, I'll do it. I won't be happy about it. But I'll do it.
Well, Mike, thank you for coming to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. We definitely appreciate you being here and being our special guest and sharing your tips. You guys make sure you check out the cooking channel on YouTube, Smoke Cooks. That's Smoke Cooks with an S. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. It's your girl, Diva Ebony B. You're now tuned in live to Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Make sure you check me out. And while you're here on the page, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you can know when we're going to be live on the next part of the lounge. So get forward and get ready for tomorrow for our next show. We're going to have Michelle Brinson on the show. We're going to be talking about her journey of strength and recovery and being alcohol free from your 1 year. So you guys keep God first, family second, and career third. And I'll see you guys next time on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge. Now, on the other side of that, if you guys are looking to take your brand to the next level, make sure you hit me up and follow me. If you're looking for logos, if you're looking for any podcast production, or if you're looking for any overlays or anything like that, make sure you hit me up. I got you. I'm not going to leave you out. I'm going to show you the way of how to get it done. Also, if you're looking to be a guest on Diva Spot Podcast Lounge, make sure you check me out or leave a comment here on YouTube, or you can just reach out to me directly at on my Gmail at divaspotent@gmail.com. Again, that's divaspotent. And just leave me a message to let me know that you want to be a special guest on the show. All right, guys. I see you soon. You got first, family second, and career third. I'm going.